Hello, everybody. Jake and Gino here, and today we're discussing how to quickly analyze a rental property to get those greens. Gino, how you doing today?
Jake, I'm doing great. And when you need to analyze a rental property, it's the race to 80. Now, you may be asking yourself, what the heck is the race to 80? You need to analyze 80 deals before you find one really good deal. The quicker you can analyze deals, the quicker you're going to close on your next deal.
Guys, and here's the key. We're going to get into the nuts and bolts of it because what we're doing today, we're sifting for the gold. That is the key. When you're looking at these deals, you're sifting for the gold, and let's get into it right now, Gino.
Can you do that again?
What are you talking about? Me pirate? Sifting for the gold.
Let me tell you, my friend, there is a lot of gold in multifamily if you learn how to analyze these deals. The first metric you're looking for, Mr. Stenziano, it's NOI. What's NOI stand for?
Net operating income.
That's what it's all about. You're trying to raise that NOI. Well, so how do you get NOI? You're basically looking at your total income, whatever your net income is. You take your total operating expenses. You get your net income, subtracting your operating expenses. That's what your net operating income is. Operating expenses is tricky for a lot of newbie beginners, right? Because what happens is they're lumping in CapEx into that. You know, you're repairing a floor is an operating expense. Fixing a toilet is an operating expense. But replacing a roof or you're actually buying a new toilet, those are capital expenditures. They go below the operating expenses. They go below the NOI. So that's one big mistake that a lot of new investors make. So be careful. Look at what an operating expense is. Remember, NOI is operating income net divided by your operating expenses. That's where you get your net operating income.
Gang, the most important thing here is to set your parameters. When you're going to be sifting for the gold, you need to know what you're sifting for, and you can't take, time 3-4 hours underwriting every deal if it doesn't make sense. So what you want to be able to do, we call it the back of the napkin, we call it the quick and dirty, whatever you want, whatever dirty little name you want to call it, right? But this is how we get in there and we sift quickly. And the way you do that is you have clarity. Clarity will set you free as an entrepreneur. So what does that mean? You need to know what cash on cash return you're looking for. And then let's separate that a little bit. Is this a heavy rental play or is this a down the fairway? We're buying this for cash flow. Okay. So you need to know what your cash on cash is, what your cap rate is, what your DSCR is. When you know what your parameters are for the type of deal that you're looking for, right? Is it a big turnaround play? Well, maybe cap rate doesn't matter so much. Or is it a down the fairway? I'm going to finance this with agency right now. What's my cash on cash return that I'm willing to accept? What kind of cap rate and what's the bank going to look for when it comes to debt service coverage ratio? When you have those parameters in place, you're systematizing the process. So when you're going through and you're looking at these deals, you know exactly what you're looking for. And if it's not even close, done, moving on, next one. And then that way you're not wasting a ton of time, because if you're like Gino and myself, you're busting your ass right now in a W-2 job, or you're running the restaurant and you need to be doing double duty. So when you're doing double duty and the apartments are your side hustle, you need to be able to sift quickly and accurately. And that's why setting those parameters on the front end will allow you to do that. It'll allow you to build up the deals and fire your boss, right? That's what it's all about.
That's awesome, Jake. And I'll take it one step further. When you're looking at the deals, it's important you have those parameters. We talk about the buy rate, the manage rate, and the finance rate. That's what Jake's talking about. Have those parameters set up on the front end. What are you looking for in a deal? That's the most important thing. Jake and Gino have 2 deal types right now. We're not going to get into that in this video, but be clear on that, because we don't lack motivation. We lack clarity. And if you don't know what you're looking to buy, man, it may take you 2 years to look at 80 deals. But when you can say no and you're focused on what deal type you're buying, man, you're going to crush it in this game. There's one other thing I like to talk about, the cap rate. Now, we're not going to talk about cap rate in this video because it could take another 30 minutes. But go on the Jake and Gino channel. We've done a couple videos on cap rates. Basically, you're taking that net operating income, right? Your NOI, you're dividing it by the price, and that's what your cap rate is. So real quick, $100,000 of net operating income divided by $1 million purchase price, you're getting a 10 cap on that property. Now, what does that basically mean? It's going to take you an average of 10 years to get your money back, a 10% capitalization rate. Learn what the cap rates are in your market. We're not going to talk about whether the cap rates are high or low, whether they're good or bad. You just need to know what the average cap rate is in your market. And let's say you're investing in Atlanta. Atlanta may have an average of a 6 cap, but in some areas it may be a 9 cap, and in some areas it may be a 4 cap. So know what cap rates are in the market. It's an important metric. Go to the Jake and Gino channel. Go look at cap rates. We have a couple of videos on there. The other thing I'd like to talk about is the deal analyzer. We have a deal analyzer suite of calculators that will help you analyze deals. We have a very simple one, the grunt one that Jake and I like to talk about. You get on there. It's real simple. You really learn the underwriting. And it's not just about plugging in numbers. What happens when you plug in numbers and you remove expenses or you increase income? It's really an amazing thing to see that cash on cash grow. It's really amazing to see that cap rate go up and go down when you're plugging in numbers. So we have a very simple calculator for that. Then we have our syndication calculators. We have our calculator where we turn apartments, what that costs. So in that deal analyzer suite of calculators, it's really going to help you to underwrite these deals. And once again, real quick and real confident when you're doing it.
Yeah, guys. And there's 3 more points that I want to make. You need to also know what you're looking for in a market. What median income are you willing to accept?
Yes.
Is that tracked, meeting your parameters? Is the job growth there? Is the population growth there? Are you meeting those parameters? And then is the vintage of the property there? What are you buying? Are you buying 1950s, 1960s, 1980s? Look, we're just systematizing the process. We're systematizing the decision-making process. And then once you say, okay, I've hit the market that I like, I've hit the vintage that I've liked, I know the job growth is there. Then you can go over jakeandgino.com, pick up the calculator, run the numbers through the calculator, and get your cap rate, get your cash on cash return, and be off and running. So,
Mr.
Gino,
Stenziano,
that's it for today, buddy.
love
that's
that.
it. We're keeping it simple.
So everyone, that is how you quickly analyze a rental property. Go back, listen to the video. NOI is the name of the game in multifamily real estate. Jake, thanks a lot. We'll see you soon, bro.
Take care.